Welcome to Zank's Indie Life.
Alright gamers, get ready because Tower of Babel Survivors of Chaos is one of those games that looks simple, but until it gets absolutely bonkers, you're gonna be slammed with chaos, upgrades, and more enemies than your GPU ever asked for. And trust me, we're gonna talk about the GPU's thing. But before I get ahead of me, so don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It's free. This is a place for indie gamers. So I'm so happy to have you here. And yes, welcome to Indie Life. Okay, here's what this game absolutely crushes. Let's start with the positives. There's an addictive roguelike progression. So now the developers already did release a new patch where you have this massive skill tree where you can have different, you have each, depending on the class you choose, the progression will go differently, and it can really make your build goes absolutely crazy. For example, if you select the wizard, you can throw fireballs, and then there's an upgrade in skill tree where you, instead of just throwing fireballs, you're gonna be throwing like firewalls, and then you can go expand on that, how big the firewall can be, and then it's just so much fun. It's very addicting because you want to continue. Okay, what if I upgrade this? What if I upgrade that? So you go to this floor after floor, getting those. It's like souls. Then you can upgrade your skill tree, and it's very addicting. So it's chaotic but satisfying at the same time. You start very weak, and you end basically like a god, and it's the kind of glow up that makes you want. I just want more run. And it's the things about the floors. You have like a progression where you go through different floors, and there's a certain point one of the floors has a boss, and then if you defeat the boss, you have chances to get legendary gear or mythic gear. It's fabulous. It's not exactly mythic gear, but it's above legendary. I think it's mythic, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just kind of get so excited. I'm like, oh, the hell, what is this called? So forgive me. You can go check it out yourself. Now, continue. Stylish visual with personality. I like the art direction of this game. If you know Paper Mario, if you don't, Google it, or check for a YouTube video with the Paper Mario. It has that Paper Mario vibe. The way your character looks, and I love the art style. And also, okay, to something more recent, and not exactly, but it reminds you of the Coat of Lamb, the way that it's designed. It's kind of cutesy characters, but it's the visual. It's not the same cel-shaded animation, but you need to look for it. You need to check this out. You're gonna see some gameplay here as I continue to talk, and you see what I mean. There's a tons of replay value because of the different classes you have. Man, you can just go really crazy. Now you can get the one that is just like a warrior, and then you can have the wizard, which is my favorite class. Play as a wizard, so it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of replayability, and it's fun. It's fun. Now, let's what's not that good, in my opinion. Let's be real, and here's some setbacks. The performance of your computer, depending on the type of rig you have, you will peak. When it peaks, or especially when the screen is flooded with enemies, it's gonna have some stuttering, and that's coming from a person that has a very modest rig with 96 gigs of RAM, and then it's just like a fabulous computer to play indie games. But it needs some tweaks in terms of optimizations there, but it's still very it's worth it. Some upgrades feel unbalanced, and some builds are really strong than the others. So for example, the mage that I'm currently playing, it feels really like unstoppable. Not the other classes are not fun. They are fun. So play other classes first until you go to a mage, for example. That's what I would do. I would go 4. Now, there's a lot of repetition. I mean, each run may look almost samey, but you're gonna grind if you wanna get be really OP. Especially, you don't have only the skill tree, you have also character progression where you can upgrade the stats. But to upgrade the stats, you need to find gold. How do you get gold? By running those floors, and then you earn gold, you get gear, you can sell your gear, then that's what the gold will come. And of course, you have during runs you can get perks with gold, you can get more gold, but it feels a little repetitive because you don't get a lot of gold. You may end a run with like 20,000 gold. I know it seems a lot, but you cannot. It will take time for you to get into a higher level. That's what I meant. So yeah, that's what I have to say in terms of the bad things. But another positive thing is the crafting. I love the crafting. They have jewels to expand on your builds. I forgot to mention that previously, but here we go. Yeah, the crafting system, it's fun, it's easy, and it's addicting. Now, final thoughts. If you love chaotic survival roguelikes, this is the one, man. This is very flashy build, especially after this latest patch. It can get really bonkers, and you can watch your screen explode. Screen explode and a bunch of particles affect it. Towers of Babel Survivors of Chaos is absolutely worth diving into it. It can get messy, it's wild, but it's dangerously addictive. So, as I mentioned before you leave, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and enjoy the rest of the gameplay. Let's climb this tower together. Bye. See you next time.